Today, I'm going to show you how not to miss beautiful cherry blossom in Kyoto, Japan. In fact, you really have to carefully or even strategically plan your trip to Japan. Otherwise, you are less likely to see this natural spectacle. Japanese cherry blossom viewing is everybody's favorite, and everyone in Japan enjoys it. If you are flying over to Japan from other countries, things are not that easy. What makes cherry blossom viewing in Japan difficult is that the peak of the season only lasts 4 or 5 days, not a single week. Believe it or not, unlike most plant kinds, cherry trees bloom very quickly, literally in a few days. And once the blooms begin falling, all of them will have gone in a few days. That's not all. The cherry blossom season varies depending on which part of Japan you are visiting. For example, talking about the plain areas that makes up the substantial part of Japan, including Tokyo, Osaka, and Kyoto, the peak normally comes in the last week of March. As it goes up higher in the mountains or up to the north, the season comes later. For example, Aomori Prefecture, the northernmost part of the main island, has its peak in the last week of April or the first week of May, which means 1 month later than in Tokyo. On top of that, climate change in recent years has made cherry blossom predictions more difficult than ever before. Last early spring, for example, the temperatures went up and down every day, and they kept very low in the second half of March. As a result, hundreds of thousands of tourists who came to Japan in the last week of March looking for this big tourist attraction had no chance to see a single petal of cherry. In this video, I'll show you how not to miss the cherry blossom experience in Japan if you are traveling to Kyoto, the ancient capital of Japan, and today's capital of tourism in Asia. I also make several recommendations that can suit your preferences. If you don't have a choice but to come to Kyoto in the middle of March, not in the last week of a month, you don't have to feel sad. Even if you are in Kyoto that week, the cold weather can delay the bloom 1 week later. This is a secret spot where you can fully enjoy the beautiful cherry blossom 1 week earlier than most other places. In fact, it's not a secret at all. We are in the middle of the busy central Kyoto business district. Rokkakudo is an old Buddhist temple that is too underrated by foreign tourists. People say it's hard to see what is under your nose. The blossoms are amazing. Shidare Zakura, or weeping cherry, is a variety that blooms earlier than others. The petals are smaller and wider than the common varieties that we know. Weeping branches are so beautiful. Rokkakudo Temple was founded in the late 500s, 200 years earlier than Kyoto became the national capital. This temple seems to love something earlier. It's a historical temple. The tall skyscraper is the headquarters of Ikenobo, Japan's largest flower arrangement school. Japanese ikebana flower arrangement was said to originate right here on the temple grounds. It was developed from the skills of Buddhist monks who decorated flowers on the altar every morning. I want to go to the touristy Gion Geisha district and scream that there are a bunch of nice cherry blossom right here. Most foreign travelers don't know about this temple. Too bad. They're going back home without watching cherry petal. If you are coming to Kyoto in the first week of March or before that, there's no chance to enjoy cherry blossoms. But don't feel sad. There is a very good alternative to it. Jonangu Shrine is the best place for those who are looking for a natural spectacle. You will be stunned by the beautiful blossoms of hundreds of weeping plum trees. A lot of people say the plum blossom in this shrine are better than the cherries. In medieval Japan, the word blossom viewing meant plum blossoms, not cherry. You can enjoy the viewing just like people did 500 years ago in the ancient capital of Japan. The great thing about the plum blossom is that the plum season lasts longer than the cherry. It's usually 2 weeks between early February and early March, depending on the climate of the year. Another bonus point for plum blossoms. They smell so nice. When people think of plum blossoms in Kyoto, they think of the Kitano Tenbaku Shrine. Being located within central Kyoto, travelers have easier access to it than the Jonangu Shrine. This is the head shrine of 12,000 Tenbaku shrines throughout Japan, making it highly prestigious. The shrine is also known for its plum garden, one of the best ones in Japan. It's so beautiful. The atmosphere is lively. One day in late February, the matcha serving event takes place. One of the few chances for travelers to see geisha and maiko this close. If you come to Kyoto in the last week of March and the weather is not weird like last spring, you can watch cherry blossoms. The question is, which spot travelers should go to? The cherry blossom viewing spot that you have the easiest access is the Takasegawa riverside. It goes straight up north from Kawaramachi and Shijo intersection, the most touristy area in Kyoto. It's so easy and so beautiful. Just going up along the river for 15 minutes until Sanjo Street. If you are very happy with it and don't try other spots in Kyoto, you're wasting your best opportunity. Takasegawa River is just an entree of a Michelin-starred French cuisine. There are more cherry blossom spots that take your breath away. Keage in Kurain is the most favorite cherry blossom spot in Kyoto. The old railway is lined with large cherry trees, making it feel like a cherry blossom tunnel. Philosopher's Path to the Ginkakuji Temple is also a popular spot among both locals and foreign tourists. The 2-kilometer path is lined with 800 cherry trees, which makes you feel completely immersed in cherry blossoms. If you want to enjoy viewing the blossom in quieter settings, Daigoji Temple is a famous cherry blossom destination. The five-tier pagoda was built in 951, making it the oldest wooden structure in Kyoto. There's so many historical treasures. If you are looking for a blossom viewing in natural settings, the Arashiyama area is the best place to visit. Nice blossoms are harmonized with beautiful mountains and the river. You can spend a whole day sitting back and relaxing. If you really want to avoid crowds, Bishamondo Temple and the Yamashina-Sosui River are ideal. Not many tourists on the riverside. The temple is mostly known for its autumn colors. Its weeping cherry trees is also amazing. A train going through a cherry blossom tunnel can be interesting for some tourists. Take a random train between Narutaki and Utano stations. It's a 360-degree panorama of cherry blossoms that you can never experience anywhere else. If your schedule is tight and busy with visiting famous temples and shrines, there are solutions for you. Some spots do night illuminations for travelers. Kodaji Temple holds a special light-up event during the season. The famous weeping cherry tree takes your breath away, both day and night. When it comes to cherry blossom light-up, you should know about the Toji Temple. They light up both the weeping cherry tree and the five-tier pagoda, which stands a lot of visitors. Night blossom viewing in the Maruyama Koen Park is everyone's favorite. It's a lively festival. Many food stalls open up, and tens of thousands of people hang out until late at night. The weeping cherry tree is the best in Kyoto, I think. Drinking and eating under the tree is such a travel experience. Being just next to the Yasaka Shrine, the Maruyama Koen Park is so easy to come. If you come to Kyoto in the first or second week of April, it's likely that you have missed the cherry blossom. You're 1 week late, but don't worry, you can still enjoy the blossoms. Heian Jingu Shrine is a nice garden where Beni Shidare Zakura variety trees bloom 1 week later than Somei Yoshino, the most common variety that makes up 95% of all cherry trees in Japan. Omuro Ninnaji Temple can also save tourists who miss the peak of the Somei Yoshino variety. This UNESCO World Heritage Site has 200 short cherry trees that blooms 1 week later. If you are late 1 week for the peak, you can recover it by going to colder places. How about riding a train to Shiga Prefecture, where the temperatures are lower than in Kyoto? Omi Hachiman City is probably the best cherry blossom spot in western Japan. This old canal town keeps the feel of medieval Japan. Cherry blossoms are everywhere. It's only a 90-minute train ride from the Kyoto station. How can you get the cherry blossom updates? If you have questions, leave a comment down below. I will answer your question. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.